Hey folks! Recently we got a comment on one of our videos from A for Awesome. Thank you for the comment and comments. And the question was, Spencer, how do you stay so happy? And I answered it briefly online, but I wanted to dive deeper into it because I just want to say all the real things. I don't. I can't. And it's actually hard to be happy all the time, and I don't know if it's super healthy to be happy all of the time. I'm a firm believer in that. How do we understand what happiness is if we don't experience sadness and all of the other emotions that are part of the human experience? But what does that actually look like? And I want to break it down for you. So, for me, one of the ways that I was told by the culture and society in which I grew up, happiness was that you grow up, you go to school, you potentially go to university, then you have a degree, you go out into the world, and you get married, you have a family, and you get a really good paying job, which then gives you the things that will make you happy. Family, car, clothes, stuff, maybe a house with a pool, all of those things. And that's the dream that I chased, because that's what I thought happiness was. So I went for all those things. I went to university, I graduated, I got a decent paying job in the United States where I'm from, and I started buying happiness through gadgets and clothes. And I even had my best friend rented a house with a pool in the backyard. I had all of the things. And every time that I bought something, don't get me wrong, I was happy and excited with these things for a while, but eventually that faded. And suddenly I was left with, well, I've bought everything. So what is happiness now? And I remember being really jealous of my best friend and roommate at the time. His name was John, who you guys have seen in the previous videos, was that he had a good paying job and he also loved it. And I was so jealous. I initially thought I was jealous because he was making more money than I was, and that meant that he was loving his job more. And so I thought, well, that must be what it is. It's just money. So then I thought, well, I'm going to work really hard at my job and climb the corporate ladder, and I did that. Still didn't bring me happiness. And that's when I started to take a look inward and think, okay, well, money isn't helping. So what does happiness actually look like? And I thought, I don't know what I'm passionate about. I did something that someone else told me I should do. I really need to look at what do I care about. And I started to talk to my friends about this experience, and one of them invited me to go to Kenya on a wee trip that changed my entire life and helped me discover a passion that I'd forgotten about. I had volunteered all throughout my adolescence because of my family and because of so many other circumstances. And through volunteering, I fell in love with this organization, and I found this passion. And I thought, there's got to be a way that I can take this newfound passion that I have and make a career out of it. And so I literally studied the organization inside and out and thought I could be a speaker and I could lend my voice and my story. And so that became my happiness. I found a job that I care about that does amazing work on a daily basis. And I get to be a part of that movement in some way. And so I thought, great, I found happiness, this is it. And I've been doing this for 10 years, and this job makes me really happy. But I have to be honest, there's a second piece for me that I've learned about happiness. It's not just about finding your passion, which I think is so important, and finding something that you love to do, and also getting paid for it in some way, if possible, because money does make the world go round. But the second piece that I would say to this is that you have to pay attention to yourself. Because I dedicated 10 years of my life to this organization, and I love it and will continue to work here. But I burned out, and I burned out hard. And I crashed hard this last year. So hard that I was suffering from anxiety, and it was causing physical things to happen in my body and affecting my heart a bit. I had to seek professional help from a therapist to sort of get my life back on track. And I realized that for me, happiness is a bit of a balance of going hard with the things that I care about and getting paid for it, but also taking care of myself and leaving time for me to focus on the things that I'm passionate about outside of social justice, like playing video games and hanging out with my friends. And actually working with Jake has been a great reminder of how much it's important to play and to just be silly. And so I think when we start to look at happiness, for me, I can't give you advice. I can only tell you what my experience is. My experience has been that doing something I'm passionate about and asking for help is what helps me find happiness. Finding that support system, whether that was professional help from a therapist or from my family and friends or folks like Jake, who were there to listen when it was a rough one. So I think it's important for us to talk about this idea of happiness, and that we all can't have it all the time, and that it's actually okay, and it's probably important for us not to, because then we understand the value and the importance and how to get back to it. So, A for awesome, you really sparked a big one here. Thank you for that so much. And folks, I would love to hear some of the ways that you guys find happiness in your own life. Please comment below and let us know, because what works for me may not work for you.